Typically, when someone starts a service providing solo entrepreneur business, um, there is already an image of how that should look like online. Um, that image is already burnt into our minds because we've seen a lot of successful. Let's take coaches for example. We've seen a lot of successful coaches, and I would say highly visible coaches online, and maybe that's how we met that profession at all. And now the thing is, the image of their business is burnt into our mind. What that means is their website, how their website looks, that they have one-on-one offerings and group offerings and course offerings. So the business model is also burned into our mind. Their podcasts, their shiny YouTube videos, their nice looking Instagram feed. And we think that's the recipe for success. No, they are only the highly visible practices. And actually, there are a lot of practices that are highly successful, but are not visible online at all. Now, the only problem with this image being burnt into our minds, and don't get me wrong, I don't say they're doing a bad job. Like coaching and therapy and these professions, like even if they are highly visible and they are doing it in a fancy way, it's about spreading the good. Now the only bad thing, the automatic bad thing that can happen is we think that's the only way to succeed in these fields. And now I sound like I'm talking about business model and and that's partially true, but I'm here to talk about the tech and logistics side of it. The thing is, what you see with successful coaches, um, the look, the website, those offerings, the channels, the feeds, that is a uh, team effort. There are multiple people from multiple with multiple skill sets and with multiple professions working on it, and that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to maintain and to create. So my problem here is we often think that we need that to even start. And I hear a lot of beginner solo entrepreneurs say this out loud that so I'm launching my business, and so I want to launch with the podcast website, um, course, like two or three courses, and the group offerings, and the community, and the one-on-one offerings, of course. And that's a huge trap. It's good to aim for those, but if you don't have a huge, and when I mean huge, like extra hundreds of thousands of dollars on your hand, and it's it's not a bad thing if you have. Please use it for these good things, but most of us don't, and that's the problem. Because it creates a feeling in us that like we are not cut out for this. I can't manage this, and that's not true. And here is another aspect of it. It's not just money. Some of us maybe come from a background where we learned like really tech savvy skills. We have the skill set and we can learn how to create our own website. We can learn how to get our own good photos and how to shoot our videos and how to learn how to use a course platform uh, and create good looking courses and how to structure a course well, how to write the marketing copy well. So maybe you don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that because you have the skills or you're willing to learn the skills. But still, to manage that, to do that work, is going to take you hundreds of thousands of hours, maybe not hundreds of thousands. Of course, that's the mathematics there is bad, is wrong. But 1,000 at least. That's a lot of time and a lot of effort. And maybe you will still delegate some of it to other people because you don't know how to do a website, or you want someone else to shoot your photographs for you, or stuff like, or someone else to edit your podcast. still, even if you manage those people, will take you a lot of time. So I think the core lesson here I'm trying to teach or highlight or bring awareness to is don't take the highly visible businesses. Again, I say highly visible because it doesn't mean they are successful. It doesn't mean the leader of them is not burning out or is fulfilled or happy. Some of them are, of course. But they have to manage a team, or they have the financial resources to have someone manage a team for them. And that's a lot. And most of us don't even want to do that. We're just happy alone, and in our businesses and doing it alone or mostly alone. And so the lesson here is don't take them as the ideal models for how your business should appear online or how it should function. And maybe don't even take them as a long-term goal, because for some of us it's not. And definitely don't take the image of them as the starting minimum requirement before you start out, because it's not. Your skills, good skills, are the starting minimum requirements, and of course you get there by practicing. So practicing is maybe the minimum requirement. You have to practice that profession that you want to build a business on. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to bring awareness to today, is that please avoid trying to stick with those expensive looking images. And even if it's not expensive looking, but it's a coherent something, if it didn't take them hundreds of thousands of dollars to build that, then it took thousands of hours to build it themselves, or get a help, or get an assistant, etc. It's probably not viable for most of us at the beginning of our businesses. And also it's a learning curve. Even if you delegate all of it, managing people, other people, and delegating stuff, that's a learning curve. It has its own learning curve. It will take months at least to get into that, and it takes a lot of time. Delegating stuff doesn't mean you don't have to do any work. It means most of the work will get done for you. But if it's hundreds of hours of work that's being done for you, then you will still have to spend most of your week delegating it. So it's time, effort, learning. It's going to take, and of course, money. That's going to take to build a highly visible business. But highly visible, a successful business does not equal a highly visible business. There are overlaps, of course. So you can be successful and happy and fulfilled without being highly visible. Like my business is completely, I'm like, I don't have space for new clients. I could get more highly visible, or but this is what makes me happy. So all right, that's all. It's been a long video already. Thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. I hope this mindset helps you to ease that load, that pressure that these images can create. And just as a final word, I'm not against these. If someone has the time and money to do it in that way, in a highly visible way, they should do them, because they are spreading, hopefully they are spreading good concepts for the greater good. It's just the same format is not for most of us. All right, have a lovely day. Thank you for watching. I was Peter. If you don't know me yet, I'm helping solo entrepreneurs with their tech, which funnily enough often includes their business model as well. So you will find some more content about it here if you follow the channel, stick with the channel, or watch some older videos back. All right, have a lovely day.